Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sunday afternoon softball here in Starkville, Mississippi. 13th ranked Auburn and Mississippi State at News Park getting set for a rubber match here on a Sunday afternoon. Auburn took the ball game yesterday, played here in Starkville in extra innings by a score of 7-4. That was after on Friday, where the Bulldogs took a one-run victory by a score of 7-6. So 7 has been the magic number so far on the weekend. A one-run game, an extra inning ball game, and now we expect Morgan Bell to have another very hard-fought, close game here on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some really good softball played this weekend by both teams, some really good pitching from both teams, and a lot of home runs, a lot of extra base hits. And I'm expecting to see some more of that today. You know, another great game, Game 3, the deciding game of this series. So just a really exciting day for both of these teams to get after it.
Let's set the stage for you. Mississippi State comes in 20-9 overall, 1-4 in the SEC, looking to win their first SEC series of the year. Auburn comes in 27-5, 4-1 in the league so far through 5 ball games. Their only conference loss so far was that one-run defeat to MSU on Friday. They're trying to win their first SEC road series of the season. In the circle, your starting pitcher for Mississippi State will be the lefty freshman Grace Fagan, a 3-4 record, a 2.27 ERA. What do you expect to see from Fagan in the circle today, Morgan Bell?
Yeah, you know, a lefty out there, the freshman. She came in yesterday for one out of the game at the very end. So a new face for this Auburn offense. Like I said, a freshman who's going to really have a lot of spin on the ball. She's going to throw it in there pretty hard. She's going to mix in some off speed. She's going to come in with a drop curve. She really just has a lot of stuff that she can throw at these batters, and I see her being pretty successful.
She'll face an Auburn lineup that is, in terms of the batting order, the exact same today as it was on Friday and Saturday. Taylon Snow, Casey Mccracken, and Alyssa Rivera in the top third of the order, followed by Tannen Snow, Kendall Veach, and Brittany Marisette. Taylon Snow, the lefty, shortstop, took the first pitch from Fagan, ball 1. That's just off the outside corner, ball 2. 2-0 to Taylon Snow. The bottom 3 in the Auburn order today features Justice Perry, Carmen Greenwood, and Morgan Podany. The batting order today for the Auburn Tigers, 13th ranked team in the nation. That's their highest ranking. They're 17th in the other major top 25 poll. The count is 3-0. Fagan yet to find the strike zone against Taylon Snow. And on 4 pitches, a walk is issued. Auburn has the leadoff batter on, no one out in the top of the first, and an inauspicious start for Grace Fagan.
Yeah, definitely something that is kind of uncharacteristic of Grace Fagan. A 4-pitch walk, especially to lead off the game, but props to Taylon Snow taking her pitches, getting on base early in this game, which is something that's going to be really important for both of these teams, is working early, working often on this deciding Game 3.
That is the 20th walk issued this season by Fagan in over 40 innings thrown. And for Taylon Snow, it is just the 4th time all year that she has drawn a walk. The slapper normally puts it in place somewhere, but never got a pitch to hit in her leadoff plate appearance. So now Casey Mccracken, one of the SEC's leader in hits, steps in. A 1-1 count. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike to Mccracken. So Fagan in the circle. Mia Davidson's catching. That's the starting battery today for Mississippi State. And that pitch just missed downstairs. Time is called by the Bulldog catcher, Mia Davidson.
Yeah, Grace Fagan still trying to figure out this zone that she's going to be working with today. Struggling a little bit, but Mia Davidson calling time, going out there to talk to her freshman pitcher, reassuring her that, hey, you got this. Keep working, you'll find it.
Our home plate umpire today is John Baca. It is Jack Krauser over at first base and Chris Tahanika at third base. One strike thrown total in either of the two first batters to step up for Auburn by Fagan, who gets Mccracken to foul one back. Now the count's full. And a good pitch there that time. Mccracken was really late with the swing. Just downstairs, back-to-back walks drawn by Auburn. Runners on base. At first is Mccracken. Talon Snow at second. Still no one out. Auburn with a scoring opportunity here early, as Rivera will step up for the first time, and time is now called by MSU head coach Van Studeman.
Yeah, right now Studeman going out to talk to her freshman pitcher, but, you know, 2 walks to lead off the game. At this point, for Fagan, it's all about how you respond, how you come right back. All she can do right now is focus on this next batter.
On Sundays throughout the SEC, it's not uncommon to see perhaps a bit of a shorter leash on starting pitchers than you would see on a Friday or Saturday. I don't think that's the case here just yet, but certainly Studeman has to be a bit concerned with what she has seen from Fagan so far. Back-to-back walks issued to Snow and to Mccracken, as Rivera, the second lefty in the inning to step up to the plate, will step in to face the freshman Fagan. The Bulldogs have Sarai New at first base, Emily Heimberger starting at second base. Third baseman is Montana Davidson, shortstop is Bevier Robinson. In left field, Candice Dennis. In center field, Kat Moore. And in right field, it is Carter Spexarth. The strike zone, at least early on, seems to be tight. We'll see how that plays out as the game continues. Pitch is high for ball 1. 21 walks, 37 strikeouts for Fagan in 40 innings. 15th appearance, 8th start of the season for the freshman. Pop up, out of play, and the count evens up 1-1. Teams coming in, hitting right at 250 against Fagan in 2019. 39 hits allowed, just 13 earned runs allowed on the year by Fagan. Bouncer could be trouble, bounces through the right side. Rounding third is Snow. Throw home is not in time. Auburn has drawn first blood. 1-0 Tigers. Runners now at the corner, still no one out.
The right side. Good way of manufacturing a run right there.
Rivera's 33rd hit of the year, 22nd RBI for the junior right fielder Alyssa Rivera, who now runs at first base. Auburn on top 1-0 as Tannen Snow, the older sister of Talon Snow, who just scored, will step in to hit from the right side and takes ball 1. At the knees for a strike, count evens up.
Tannen Snow having a pretty good weekend so far. 3 for 6. Got a home run on Friday night.
In the dirt, blocked up by Davidson. 2 balls and a strike the count. Hard hit ball. That'll be a base knock. That'll drive in at least one. Mccracken scores easily. Rivera will stop at third. In at second base with a double. Standing up is Rivera. And Auburn is now on top 2-0. 2 runners on in scoring position. Still no outs. And Auburn has greeted Grace Fagan rudely here in the first inning.
Yeah, Auburn is just taking advantage of this moment early in the game, having a little bit of contagious hitting going on, taking advantage of the walks issued by Grace Fagan. Like you said, Anthony, still unable to get an out. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pitching change right here.
Studeman already called time and talked to Fagan. Fagan still unable to get out of the inning, so the change will be made. State does not want to fall down any further. They trail right now 2-0. Here comes Alyssa Loza, who was the winning pitcher for MSU on Friday night.
Yeah, Loza pitched a complete game on Friday. Gave up 3 home runs against this Auburn offense, but Mississippi State offense was able to outscore him.
And she's the kind of pitcher who pitches well with a lead.
Yeah, exactly. She has a lot of velocity. She's going to come in at the mid-60s, just throwing it really hard. She'll throw it in on right-handers' hands, not afraid to hit either side of the plate. And every once in a while, she'll come in with a changeup. So the ability to go from really fast to really off speed keeps these hitters on their toes, keeps them off balance. So a little bit of a different look than what they just saw in Grace Fagan.
A right-hander, 7-1 record on the year, 2.59 ERA. She has 1 save to go along with those 7 victories in the circle. 54 innings pitched. Has allowed 48 hits, 25 runs, 20 of them earned. She's walked 11, struck out 29. She has given up 5 home runs, 10 doubles, and 3 triples. But also has been an inning eater for MSU in the circle.
Yeah, she's someone who's really good to come in at different points just because of her high speed. She's going to contrast a lot of the other pitchers on the Mississippi State staff, so gives the opposing offense a really different look in the box.
A big opportunity right here for Auburn, on top already by 2. They can really put some distance between themselves and the Bulldogs here with a few more base hits. Still no one out. Runners on in second and third as Kendall Veach steps up. First pitch is hit high, is hit deep, and Kendall Veach has just knocked her 15th homer of the year. She is right there along with MSU's Davidson and Leilua among the SEC's leaders. And Auburn has now taken complete control. They lead. .300 against MSU pitching, and they seemingly have picked up today where they left off in that big 8th inning yesterday.
Yeah, really big 8th inning they had yesterday. The game was forced into extra innings, and Auburn really just came unleashed in the top of the 8th yesterday afternoon. And like you said, Anthony, just continuing that right now, continuing that hitting mindset they have, taking advantage of every pitch. Really working hard early in this game.
5-0 Auburn on top in the first. And now it's as if the game sort of restarts with a 5-run lead for Auburn with no one on and still no one out. Top of the first, and Marissette, the number 6 hitter in the order, at the plate. She fouled off a couple of pitches and falls behind 0-2. A couple of walks started the inning. And then Rivera got a single. and an RBI. Tannen Snow, a double and an RBI. State changed pitchers, and then Veach came in and greeted Loza with a 3-run home run to center field. Marisette hits one to right. Going back is Spexarth, and she makes the catch for out number 1.
Good job by Alyssa Loza coming right back after that home run, getting a pop fly to right field. But, you know, going back to Grace Fagan, you just can't walk the first 2 batters of the game. As a pitcher, you just can't do that. You have to go in there aggressive from the start, throw your moving pitches through the zone, regardless of the umpire's zone. You just can't walk the first 2 batters of the game.
Especially against an offense like this.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the umpire's zone. We're going to see in the home half of the first, and as the game goes on, how that affects Auburn's pitching staff as well, which has been knocked around a good bit by State's offense so far on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn has also thrown all of their available pitchers right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
This could be one of those, and you don't see them as often now as you used to, but used to see a lot of 10 to 8 ball games on Sunday afternoons in softball in the SEC.
Yeah, because, I mean, throughout the weekend you throw everything you've got, and usually by Sunday all the pitchers have been thrown. Batters know what to expect. Definitely makes the pitcher work really hard in situations like that.
Justice Perry takes a pitch a little off the inside corner, and the count is now 3-1, a hitter's count to the Auburn first baseman, Justice Perry, a right-handed hitting junior who is batting .307 on the year. She draws a walk, 3rd walk issued this inning by Bulldog pitching. Runner on at first with still less than 2 outs, and the 8-hole hitter, Greenwood, will step in now for the first time today.
Right now it's really important for Mississippi State to get an out, you know. They really need an infield ground ball, potentially get a double play, get out of this inning, try and get some of this momentum back.
Greenwood has had a nice weekend, hitting in the bottom 3rd of the order. Comes in with 2 base hits in 6 at-bats. Both are hits doubles on the weekend so far. This will be her first appearance today. A .273 hitter overall this year for Auburn. Hard hit ball, but foul. Greenwood late with the swing that time for a strike. We have seen now in every single ball game one big inning from at least one of these teams. It was a 6-run inning in the 3rd inning for State on Friday. It was a 6-run inning in the 8th inning for Auburn yesterday. And now Auburn so far a 5-run inning here in the 1st today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this game, it's all about momentum. That's a really big part of it. And once you have it, it's really hard to be stopped. But it's something that you have to fight for. Both teams, you have to fight to get that momentum. We've seen Auburn coming out, gaining this momentum, getting these contagious hits. But it's something that you have to fight for. And once you've got it, it's hard to be stopped.
Right now, Loza and the Bulldogs simply trying to stem the tide. A full count to Greenwood. Greenwood so far this year done a nice job getting on base, a .429 on base percentage. By doing just this, fighting off pitches, and has drawn a solid number of walks on the year compared to strikeouts. Has drawn so far in only 11 starts now, 8 walks and 1 hit by pitch, and only 5 strikeouts. Hits one down the line, foul in left. So a long plate appearance for Carmen Greenwood. Up the middle, bounces through for a base hit. Rounding second is Perry. She will slide into third. A double again for Greenwood. Her first today, but her third double, Morgan, on the weekend.
Yeah, really seeing the ball well. Like you said, with the walks, seeing.
Had those bouncing balls where it bounces their way. We've seen now on at least 2 of Auburn's 4 hits in the first inning, the ball bounced right over or right underneath the diving glove of an MSU infielder.
Yeah, yesterday for the first 7 innings, we saw really solid defense by both teams. You know, like you said, balls just going into the gloves of the defense, making the routine plays, not making anything too bigger than the moment needed to be. But yeah, like you said, a few balls just getting through the infield, going over the gloves, a little bit different than yesterday.
5-0 Auburn on top. Still less than 2 outs. 2 more runners on base now in scoring position as the 9-hole hitter Podani steps in. Morgan Podani, a senior, a right-handed bat, a really athletic center fielder, a .304 hitter on the year. Trying to show bunt. You don't see the right-handers for Auburn try to bunt very often. At least we haven't this weekend.
No.
That could have been a squeeze play situation.
Potentially, or maybe a safety squeeze where the runner at third was waiting to see it down.
Podani takes that pitch high and outside. Count is evened up at 2-2.
We've seen Podani make some really good plays in center field this weekend. She's run down some balls, legged them out, and made them look easy.
Has really shown her speed defensively. Hits one foul over towards third base. Podani, one of those players where I'm kind of surprised that at some point during her, and granted, you know, I have no idea what kind of player she was in her travel ball days and even younger, but I'm kind of surprised with her speed that someone didn't try to make her a slapper from the left side at some point.
Yeah.
Could be trouble. Running in, though, is Dennis. She makes the grab, and Justice Perry does not try to tempt fate and tag and run to home because she knows that Dennis has a cannon attached to her shoulder.
Yeah, especially on a shallow ball like that, it's honestly better to just be right off the bag, because if she drops it or it gets away from her somehow, you can honestly walk in. You'll be safe no matter what, but there's no way of tagging on that. It's too shallow.
So a big second out to get for Mississippi State. Podani is retired. Perry at third. Greenwood at second base still, as now the top of the order comes back up. Taylon Snow, second at bat of the inning. The 10th batter overall for Auburn. So Auburn sent 11 to the plate in their last inning of the game yesterday, and 10 to the plate in their first inning of the ball game today. So clearly they are seeing the ball well in their last couple of at-bats, going back to yesterday's activity. 5 runs on 4 hits. Grounder, third base side. Mckenna Davidson throws across in time, and the inning is over. But Auburn sends 10 to the plates, and they score 5 runs on 4 hits. They strand 2, but lead 5-0 after the top of the first. Auburn on top 5-0 as Mia Davidson leads off the bottom of the first for Mississippi State. This game almost 30 minutes old, and we're just now getting a chance to talk about Auburn's starting pitcher, the junior right-hander Ashley Swindle, who comes in 5-3 on the year, 2.56 ERA. Davidson hits one, diving stop is made, but the throw is late. Snow, that's Talon Snow, the shortstop, did a good job, Morgan, just to get to that ball. But once she dove for it, really had no chance to get up to her knees and make a throw on Davidson, who can run pretty well.
Yeah, that was a really great play. Kept it off the grass. Just a really good play, but like you said, just not in time.
And Snow may have injured herself slightly on that diving stop. Came up complaining about something, and the trainer is asked to come out. Time called, and the Auburn training staff steps out. Now the Auburn coaching staff will come out.
Can't really tell from here what exactly is hurting.
We don't see her shaking or holding a wrist or a hand.
Yeah, maybe she just needed a second to regroup.
So an infield single for Mia Davidson as State tries to get back in the ball game here. Still a lot of softball to be played.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by Mia Davidson getting things started for Mississippi State offense.
And at least for the time being, it appears as if Snow is going to come out of the ball game. We certainly hope it's nothing serious. So a change at shortstop for Auburn, and the Tigers will now send out number 32, Mckenna Dowell, a sophomore who throws right but bats left. She will now be at the shortstop position. So at least for the moment, Auburn will lose their starting shortstop and their leadoff hitter. And we'll see how that affects the Tigers now going forward.
Yeah, hopefully she's okay.
Mckenna Dowell is from Swanee, Georgia. Predominantly a slap hitter. We haven't seen her play any yet this weekend. Falelua hits the first pitch high into the air, foul territory, near third base, and dropping it and keeping the at-bat alive. Over at third base is Tannen Snow.
Wow, that's a really good break right there for Leilua. Really important for her to take advantage of that.
The wind is blowing not hard, but briskly out. I wonder if Snow just simply overran that ball a little bit.
Maybe it was up in the air for a long time. Possible she might have lost it. Just didn't really get set up under it. She was kind of moving the entire time underneath that ball.
Davidson on it first, no one out. Leilua at the plate, hits one hard but foul into the corner of left field for a strike. 1-2 goes the count. So Morgan, third straight day we've seen Auburn throw Swindle. She threw 4 innings of relief on Friday, an inning of relief yesterday. Now gets her first start of the weekend today.
Yeah, Swindle, she's going to keep it really low in the zone. She's going to mix in a few different speeds with a drop, almost an off-speed curve. Going to keep it on the outside side of the plate for the righties, and then a changeup. She's just going to have a lot of different speeds in there, keep these hitters off balance.
Her numbers on the weekend, 5 innings thrown, 2 earned runs, 4 runs total, 7 hits given up. Swing and a miss. Leilua goes chasing a pitch off the outside corner, and a huge strikeout early for Swindle.
Candice Dennis.
Leilua was really trying to get a hit right there. You could tell.
So it brings up Candice Dennis with 1 on and 1 out. And Auburn's defense on the infield choosing to play up at all 4 positions. The outfield playing so far at standard depth against Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, I mean, we've talked about her before, just has the ability to hit for power or use the short game.
A nice pitch from Swindle that caught the inside corner, and the count evens up 1-1. So Swindle took the loss on Friday, got the save yesterday. Now earns a start today. Pitch misses outside. Count is now at 2 balls and a strike. So far on the weekend, Mississippi State hitting .318 against Swindle. The Bulldogs hitting .344 total. Dennis hits one off the glove of Snow, and everyone's going to be safe.
We saw Snow miss the foul pop-up and now just make another error. Important for her to calm down right here, make the routine plays. But Dennis finding her way on, hitting it on the ground, hitting it hard, sparking this inning for Mississippi State a little bit.
And I don't know if the events are related at all, but her sister had to leave with an injury of some sort.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happens, she makes two mistakes when balls are hit her way. Spexarth hits one, this time fielded nicely by Snow. She'll tag third and throw across the diamond, so she makes up for it.
Yep.
She got the self-made double play right there to end the inning.
Yeah, great job coming right back from that, making a really big double play right there for the Auburn Tigers.
So for State, no runs on a couple of base hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. The first inning controlled by Auburn, 5-0. Tigers on top as we go to inning number 2. On the very first pitch of the second inning, Casey Mccracken lines one to Heimberger, who grabs it out of the air for out number one. So a very good start so far for Alyssa Loza and the Bulldog defense. And it brings up Auburn's Alyssa Rivera, who will hit with one gone and no one on base. Bunt laid down, a good one. Throw to first. Is it there in time? No, it is not. The foot of Heimberger may have been off the bat just a bit. A bang-bang play, and Rivera is safe.
Yeah, Montana Davidson at third base really made a good play, called off her pitcher, made a good sidearm throw on the run, but Heimberger just not really on the base, kind of, I don't know if the throw would have been in time anyways. Kind of hard to tell, but really good play by Davidson.
Usually the official will make some sort of a motion if it was a case of the throw being there in time, but the foot not on the bag, and we didn't see that motion made. So it may have just been a half second too late. Rivera has really good speed. So she's on at first, and here comes Tannen Snow, the third baseman. Her second at bat of the ball game. High fly ball, fairly deep into right, but Spexarth is there and makes the catch for out number two.
Some hard balls to the right side. We've seen this inning from Auburn offense.
They are not lacking for confidence today. Kendall Veach had the big 3-run home run to break this game open in the first. And she now steps back in and takes a strike on the inside corner from Loza. So 2 home runs now for Veach on the weekend. 1 home run from Tannen Snow. 1 home run from Mccracken. 4 homers total as the ball gets away from Davidson, and Rivera will take second base. So runner on in scoring position now for Auburn with 2 gone. That just missed the inside corner.
Alyssa Loza really coming in on the inside corner to Veach. All 3 of these pitches have been hard and inside.
And they're again trying to find the inside corner. And these last 2 pitches have not missed by much.
No, looking to jam her. Hopefully not allow her to get the barrel on it, since she is a pretty big threat in the box right now.
Hits one hard, going back and making a nice catch on the track and on the run. Kat Moore tracks it down and makes a nice grab to get the Bulldogs out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on for Auburn. 5-0, Tigers on top. The Bulldogs will have the 5 through 7 hitters, Moore, Montana Davidson, and New, up in the top of the second. Catmore leads off the bottom of the second for Mississippi State. We saw her make a nice grab in center field to end the top half of the inning. So we'll see if she can segue some good defense into good offense. State needs it. They're down by 5 runs here in the home half of inning number 2.
Yeah, really great catch she made out there. Like you said, hopefully giving Mississippi State a little bit of that momentum, a little bit of that energy they needed to get going offensively.
Moore hits one into left, fairly deep, back at the warning track, making the grab is Greenwood. Moore went the other way and gave it a ride, but Greenwood tracks it down for the first out.
Not a bad ball at all by Moore. Just missed it. Got a lot of her barrel on it. Greenwood, though, covering some ground out there.
So no one on and one gone as Mckenna Davidson will step in for the first time. And she'll be followed in the Bulldog order by Sarai New. And then if the inning continues, we'll see Bevy A. Robinson and Emily Heimberger. Bouncer to short. And the new Auburn shortstop Dowell throws out Mckenna Davidson at first base for out number 2.
Yeah, a couple fun facts about Mckenna Dowell. She actually played travel ball for my dad.
Really?
Yep, she played with my younger sister when they were little bitty. Well, not little bitty, younger. And
sure.
Grew up, really good friends with their family. She went to a high school right down the street from me. Really good family.
She's a sophomore this year, so getting a chance to play in a really important SEC game for Auburn today.
Absolutely. She did play a lot last year as well. Received Freshman of the Week honors for the SEC one year, so has some experience in this atmosphere.
She's playing alongside the third baseman, Tannen Snow, and the second baseman, Casey Mccracken. The first baseman is Justice Perry, with Greenwood, Podany, and Rivera in the outfield for Auburn. Grounder, first base side, stays fair, and an easy play for Perry. And down go the Dogs in order in the bottom of the second. 5-0 Auburn on top as we head to inning number 3. Marissette leads off the third inning for Auburn. The Tigers looking to build upon a 5-run lead in this third inning. They will have Marissette, Perry, and Greenwood 6 through 8 due up to face the Bulldogs' Alyssa Loza on an overcast Sunday afternoon. Really comfortable temperatures, though. We've had nice temperatures all weekend long for this series. Hard hit ball off the leg of Loza, and that'll be trouble for the MSU defense. It ricochets out into left field, and that will end up being a double for Marissette. I couldn't tell if That was off the glove or the leg of Loza.
Looked like it was right off the inner knee, maybe.
Yeah.
But Marisette hit that really hard. Ricocheted all the way to left field.
Loza appears to be shaking it off just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Loza's the type of player who just wants it so bad for her teammates. She's not going to let something like that affect her too badly out there.
So a leadoff base hit from Marisette. So no official ruling. I mean, they got to rule that a double, I would imagine. Yes. Okay. A double off the leg of the pitcher, Loza. And Auburn has collected its 6th hit of the ball game. The first baseman now, Perry, at the plate. She was walked her first time up, did not score. Foul tipped that one. She was fooled badly on that pitch.
Yeah, Loza continuing to throw it on the inside part of the plate. She throws it really hard, so you have to be on time with that inside pitch.
I said she was full. She could have just been really late.
Yeah.
And again, late with that one. Loza, the hardest thrower of any of the pitchers on State's staff.
Yes, for sure.
Transferred in, so this is her first season in Starkville. Her first SEC season. Transferred in from the Pac-12. Hard hit ball towards the gap. Left center field. Diving attempt, and Dennis unable to get there. Rounding third is Marisette. She will score. Auburn on top 6-0 now.
Justice Perry having a weekend right now. Almost gets that out of the yard. Dennis unable to catch it. She was right there, just unable to put a glove on it.
Perry now 4 hits on the weekend with a couple of walks. Has earned her way on base 6 different times. And now has driven in 3 runs in the series. Auburn 6, Bulldogs 0 as Greenwood steps in. She hits one to Heimberger. Nice diving stop and a low throw. Rounding third now is Perry. She will score. That'll be an error that allows the run to score and also allows Greenwood to reach second base. And Auburn now on top 7-0.
Yeah, Heimberger making a really good diving catch, just not making a very accurate throw. Looks like she might have got a little sped up due to the speed right there.
Time called again by Van Studeman. Greenwood was running quickly up that line, so I agree with you. Heimberger, I think, just rushed it a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, Greenwood with a lot of speed right there. And
maybe she had to rush it. And maybe that was the only way to get Greenwood out.
Yeah. Just not making a very accurate throw, and Sarainu unable to stop it.
Looks as if State will make a change. They will, and that will be it for Loza. For now, at least. And she will hand the ball to Kayla Bozeman, who threw almost 8 innings yesterday against the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, we saw her throw the full 7 and then 2 outs in the 8th. I mean, she threw a pretty good game. Only 1 run was scored in the first 7 innings due to an error. But then, like we said yesterday, the Auburn Tigers just started hitting Bozeman's stuff, and Bozeman kind of, it looked like she just, like you said yesterday, ran out of gas. Couldn't get that 3rd out of the 8th inning.
On the year, Bozeman, a 2-2 record and a 3.25 ERA. This will be her 5th appearance and first relief appearance of her career. 23 and 2/3 innings on the year, including almost 8 innings yesterday. 22 hits allowed, 12 runs, 11 of them earned. She's walked 6 and struck out 23. Has given up 4 extra base hits, all of them doubles, no triples or home runs. Teams are hitting .244 against her so far on the season. A freshman from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yep, it's really important for Bozeman to do what she did yesterday. Go right at these hitters. Make them hit her best stuff. Be really aggressive. And Mississippi State defense really needs to focus on getting some outs, get out of this inning.
Running at second base is Greenwood as Podany steps in and takes ball 1. Morgan Podany flew out to left field her first time up. Dropped her average to right at 300 on the season. She is the 9-hole hitter in the order today for Auburn. Shows bunt and then takes it downstairs for ball 2. Nice ball down the middle, strike 1 from Bozeman. So the Bulldogs have used the trio of Fagan, Loza, and Bozeman in the circle so far on the weekend. Ball gets away. And the count is now 3-1. Hitters count to Podany with the top of the order due up. Dowell replacing Talon Snow in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, we've seen 7 hits by Auburn and 7 runs. So really effective getting their base runners in. But like you said, 3 different pitchers today for Mississippi State. But Auburn Tigers have seen all 3 of these pitchers prior to today throughout this weekend.
And they've all issued walks pretty early in their appearances in the circle today.
Yeah, you can't have walks. You can't walk batters as soon as you come in the game or to lead off an inning or lead off the game.
Dowell lays down the bunt, a good one, only plays at first. State's defense gets the job done, but Dowell does exactly what she was asked to do.
Absolutely. Coming in the game, going into shortstop, her first at bat, a sacrifice bunt. Not much more you could ask right there from the sophomore.
Did your dad ever ask her to sack bunt?
I'm sure. Yep. A really good athlete.
And it brings up Casey Mccracken with 2 on now in scoring position. Mccracken, one of the best hitters in the SEC, and Auburn's leading hitter on the year, takes a pitch for a strike from Bozeman.
Dowell doing her job, moving those base runners into scoring position for Mccracken, who's having a really great senior campaign.
A .406 hitter on the year. Drew a walk and scored back in the first and lined out in the second. So she is hitless today, but on the weekend has a couple of base hits against MSU pitching. Auburn's offensive numbers as a team on the weekend are good. It's somewhat ironic that they've done it essentially without Mccracken doing a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the entire lineup has really done a good job.
Ball gets away. Davidson's throw home is not in time. Bozeman got there in time to cover, but Davidson up against the backstop could not grab the ball and throw it in time. And Auburn gets another run across the plate. They're on top now 8-0.
I mean, Davidson, a great player offensively, also a great player defensively, catching behind the plate. That one she was unable to block up, which is very uncharacteristic of her.
So Auburn scores an unearned run on the pass ball. Now pop up, shallow and right. Speckstarth, nice running catch. Throw home, though, off target. Aggressive base running. Podany tags and scores. And Auburn will increase their lead to 9-0. Boy, Speckstarth got there in time and made a nice catch.
Caught it right at her shoelaces, but just unable to make the throw on target. Yeah, you were talking about the Auburn offense being very effective without Mccracken doing her usual performance. Right. But like yesterday, I think every batter in the Auburn lineup got a hit. So just goes to show that they, from top to bottom, doing their jobs, working effectively, hitting batters in, or hitting runners in, excuse me.
Auburn as a team on the year, a team batting average of .340. So far this weekend, a team batting average of .300. So they certainly can get it done. They can get it done in a variety of ways. I mean, outside of Veach, no one else on the team is really a huge home run threat. They have only a couple of slappers. Rivera hits one foul. Good job by Mckenna Davidson to let that one roll foul.
Yeah, like you were saying, I mean, we saw yesterday and on Friday night, Auburn, they're aggressive on the bases. If they get a runner on, they're going to steal at some point. So not only the home run hitting by Veach, but the effective base running, the extra base hits, the singles, performing well offensively.
They don't strike out a ton.
Yep.
They draw walks. And I said they don't strike out a ton, but then Rivera goes around on a check swing attempt.
Yeah.
And on the appeal is called out. So a huge strikeout.
Absolutely.
To get State out of the inning. Auburn, though, tacks on 4 more runs on just 2 base hits. A Bulldog error kept the door open. And Auburn now leads 9-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Shortstop
Bevier Robinson leads off the bottom of the third for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs down 9 runs. Need some offense and need it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we were talking during that break, me and Anthony, about how Mississippi State has a .344 batting average on the weekend as a team versus Auburn. So they can hit, they can get the job done. We just haven't seen it this game. I mean, it is only the 3rd inning, but we haven't seen it, and we've seen it a lot from the Auburn Tigers.
The one pitcher, though, of the 3 we've seen from Auburn, Swindle, Harris, and Handley, the argument can be made that Harris had the best stuff on the weekend, but the numbers indicate that Swindle has done the best job keeping State's hitters off balance so far on the weekend.
Yeah, she has, and like we've seen today, we haven't seen too many big hits. We've seen a couple long balls, but right to outfielders. I just haven't seen the big hit, the extra base hit that Mississippi State needs to get going offensively.
Robinson, the Alabama native, will draw a walk to lead off the inning. And that may be just what State needed to try to get a rally going here. The bottom of the order with Robinson, now Heimberger at the plate with Davidson and Leilua, and their combined 30 home runs waiting in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, great job by Bevier Robinson getting on base, something that Mississippi State needed. Doing her job right there, leading off the inning.
Heimberger takes that pitch down and in, and time is called by Auburn. Swindle having a tough time finding the strike zone here in the third inning. So Coach Dean, second year as the Auburn head coach, took over a program that experienced a short-lived but very successful run under the previous coaching staff, but inherited a situation where there had been some turmoil, and has done a nice job of installing his system, and also instilling his character and personality somewhat into the program here in year number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Auburn softball program that has definitely grown a lot. Got a lot of success over the past few years, and this year looking to continue that known success.
Ground ball foul, first base side for a strike. 1-2 the count in Heimberger. Heimberger coming in, hitting .244 on the season. Has one hit on the weekend against Auburn pitching. Not sure she expected it, the changeup there.
Yeah, but
out in front.
Good job fouling it off, though. Staying alive.
Robinson, a good runner on at first base. Heimberger trying to make it a 2-on with no one out situation for that dangerous top of the Bulldog order. Downstairs. Count evens up 2-2. Heimberger fouls it off the opposite way and out of play, and will do it again. Count remains even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Swindle continuing to keep the ball really low in the zone. Mississippi State hitters looking to see it up, something they can drive.
Through 2+ innings, Swindle, a couple of hits, no runs, 1 K, 1 walk. Heimberger gets a base knock into right field. Robinson stops at second. Heimberger, her first hit of the day, second on the weekend. And State now a chance to at least get some runs on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Emily Heimberger driving that inside pitch. She'd been fouling it off, getting some barrel on it, hitting a nice ball to right field, extending this inning, allowing the top of the order to come up right now.
Davidson fouls one back, straight back, in fact, off the net. Strike 1 to Davidson, who so far today is 1 for 1, a single in her first at bat in the first, to give her now 38 hits on the season. High pop up, foul, and out of play to the right side. So Swindle out in front, 0-2 on Mia Davidson. Trying to get a big first out here in the inning. She wasted downstairs the 0-2 pitch. The count is now 1-2.
Davidson being aggressive in there. Great job taking that pitch in the dirt. Sometimes when you're down 0-2 and you see a pitch a little off speed, it's easy to get carried away and swing at it even though it's really out of the zone.
Check swing. Did she go around? I don't think she did. She did not.
Another great eye by Davidson as Swindle goes up on her.
And that ball came in and up in a hurry.
Yeah, had some gas behind it.
Davidson will bounce one over towards short, and throwing it to third for the force out is Dowell for a big out number one in the inning for Auburn.
Yeah, Dowell getting the force out at third. The ball was taking her that way. She kept it simple. Nice flip to third.
State will now use a pinch hitter as Chloe Malaulu will pick up a bat for the first time today. And she will hit in the number 2 spot in place of Fa Lelua. A freshman from Long Beach, California.
Yeah, freshman looking to come in a moment like this with some runners on, do some damage in the box.
Malaulu does not have a hit yet this year. In limited activity, only has 5 official at-bats. Has drawn a walk and has put the ball in play 4 other times, but has, or 5 other times, but has not recorded a base hit.
We see her a lot come in as a defensive sub sometimes, a strong outfielder, sometimes a pinch runner.
Mm-hmm. She has scored 4 runs on the year in that pinch runner's role.
Yep.
She takes strike 1 from Swindle. The Bulldogs still have 2 runners on base. They have Mia Davison at first and Heimberger at second. As Malaulu will pinch it for Leilua. Pitch misses just downstairs.
At this point, you know, it's the bottom of the third. Mississippi State still down 9-0. It's important to just scratch a few runs each inning, get 1 or 2 runs an inning, have the quality at bats, and then look up at the scoreboard at the end of the game.
Pop up that should get out of play, and it will, off the top of the dugout for Auburn. A ball and 2 strikes now the count. We saw Malaulu in a pinch runner's role earlier in the weekend. Scored a run for State. Her first, though, at bat of the weekend.
Malaulu, a really good teammate, has really good energy in the dugout, someone that the team relies on to bring that energy. Just a really good teammate, good person to have in your dugout.
The count even 2-2. Grounder, shortstop has it. Throw to second is in time. Relay is high. Stopping at third, though, and not trying to score is Heimberger. The middle runner is retired as Davidson is out at second base on the force play. Runners at the corners now, 2 gone, as Dennis will step in. Well, Dowell's come in and made a couple of nice plays at shortstop for Auburn.
Yeah. You know, as we always say, the ball will find you. when you go into the game, the ball's going to find you. It's going to know. It's going to be there to see if you're ready to make your play, to have your moment. And like we've seen, Dowell's gotten a few of those, and she's performed well.
The entire Auburn team so far today has performed well. A 9-0 Tigers lead over Mississippi State. Malauulu at first, Heimberger at third. Dennis at the plate, shows bunt and takes it for a ball. Dennis 1 for 1, got a base knock. Her first time up in the first. She's had a nice weekend. She has 4 hits on the weekend against Auburn pitching, hitting over 500 on the weekend.
Yeah, seeing the ball really well right now.
She is 4 for 7. All of her hits have been singles. Shows bunt but cannot make contact. Committed to it, could not make contact though, and the count is even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Dennis will strike out. Second strikeout of the ball game for Ashley Swindle, who is pitching a shutout through 3. Tigers 9, Bulldogs 0, as we now go to the 4th. Auburn on top 9-0 as the 4th inning begins here in Starkville. Alongside former SEC softball player Morgan Bell, I'm Anthony Craven. Rubber match of a 3-game weekend series, and so far Auburn has dominated 9-0. 9 runs on 7 base knocks for Auburn. No runs yet on 3 hits for Mississippi State.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple different things right here. Auburn seeing majority of Mississippi State's pitching staff and taking advantage
inning and a third. At the knees for a strike. 1-2 goes the count. So Bozeman went from not playing at all the first 4 weeks of the season to, at least in this weekend, sort of being the go-to pitcher for Mississippi State.
Yeah, someone who took advantage of her opportunity that she got and did a great job, and Coach Van Studeman recognized that and is now relying on her a lot more as this season continues.
Nice grab there in foul territory by Emily Heimberger for out number 2. Retires Marisette and brings up Justice Perry. Right-handed hitting junior, 1 for 1 today with a walk. A walk in the first, an RBI double in the third. So a really nice day already for Perry, who, as you mentioned, Morgan's had a really good weekend. She has been really, pound for pound, the most lethal Auburn hitter this weekend against state pitching.
Yeah. We've seen her see the ball well, getting some walks, getting some big hits. We saw her with a big RBI yesterday in the 8th inning along with a few others. So just having a really good weekend.
On the weekend, 4 for 7 along with 2 walks. Has a triple, a double, and 3 RBI. A 3-0 count right now with first base open and Greenwood in the on-deck circle. And on 4 pitches, Perry is walked by Bozeman. Second walk issued by Bozeman. Second walk earned today by Perry.
Veach with the really good hit to left, the double, and then Bozeman coming right back with a walk. You've got to have a little more fight than that. You can't walk the next batter on four pitches after a double. You've got to show your team that you're going to fight to get the next out after giving up a hit like that.
And it brings up now Greenwood, who has been on base twice today. Had a double in the first and then reached on an error last inning and scored for Auburn as part of that 4-run third. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 5 runs in the first for Auburn, 4 more in their last at-bat. And they are on top 9-0. Just missed downstairs. Bozeman finds the strike zone, gets back in front of the hitter Greenwood, 1-2. Imperative for State, they keep it right here at a 9-run deficit, trying to avoid being run ruled perhaps in a couple of innings.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they need to just keep scratching, score a couple runs to continue this game, to give them an opportunity to play the late innings.
That's got to be your immediate goal, at least, is avoid that. Stay alive and then try to piece something together.
Yeah, we see Mississippi State work really well in the late innings. It's something that they take pride in, is how they perform in the late innings, not going away. But I'm sure they'd like to start that a little bit earlier, especially in a game like this.
And the walk is issued. Had a full count. So back-to-back walks have been issued by Bozeman. Auburn has the bases loaded with Podany up at the plate.
Now Mississippi State with the potential to tag any base with a ground ball. But Auburn drawing the walk with 2 outs, full count.
And now are we going to see another MSU pitching change?
Yep.
Now pitching for Mississippi State, number 3, Candice Dennis.
Dennis will now make her 8th appearance in the circle this year, 4th in relief. Solid numbers on the year for Dennis, 3-0 record. 18 2/3 innings thrown, an ERA of 1.5 during that time. Just 4 earned runs given up in 18 2/3 innings, and teams are only hitting .225 against her on the season.
Yeah, I mean, she's a really effective pitcher. We've talked about her a lot and her diversity as a player. One of her traits is pitching, so she's going to have that skill of being a hitter, a pitcher that hits, a hitter that pitches. She knows the zone. She knows the box. She knows what it looks like from both sides. So she has the ability to come in with an off-speed, a changeup. She's going to throw a rise ball. She's going to throw a curve. Just try and keep these batters on their toes, mix it up a little bit, and just have some grit out there. Right now, Mississippi State in the circle, they need someone who's going to fight. They need someone with some grit who's just going to go out there and do what they know how to do and get some outs.
And Dennis has been one of those players throughout the year that we've seen when State needs someone to do what you just said, Morgan, to put up a fight, to grind through some at-bats and innings. Dennis has been one of those go-to players.
Absolutely.
First pitch off speed, and it breaks high for ball 1. Podany at the plate. Flew out in the first, drew a walk, and scored in the third. Off speed, and it misses downstairs this time. 2 balls and no strikes on Morgan Podany. A senior right-handed hitting outfielder from Ponte Vedra, Florida. They're on Florida's Atlantic coastline. Shows bunt, puts a good one down. Only play is at first, collision, but Sarai Nu will hang on to the softball for out number 3, and hopefully Podany is okay. She and Nu collided at first base, and I think Podany caught the worst of that one.
Yeah, that was a tough collision. Candice Dennis' throw kind of went inside or outside of the line right there, causing Nu's glove to just be right where Podany is running through.
Podany is getting up, and she appears to be okay. That's good news. In the inning for Auburn, no runs. They strand 3 on the bases as Dennis gets State out of the jam. 9-0 though, Auburn on top as we now go to the bottom of the 4th. Carter Spexar leads off the inning for Mississippi State. Bulldogs trying to get back in the ball game. Auburn put up 5 runs in the first, and State has never recovered. Spexar herself had a nice individual weekend for State. Had a couple of hits on Friday, a couple of hits yesterday. And now leads things off here in the 4th inning. State has to at least get 2 runs across in the next couple of at-bats to avoid being run ruled here at home.
Yeah, really important right here to have some quality at-bats and just get fired up. You know, this is the final game of the series, the deciding game. I'd like to see a little bit more productivity from the Mississippi State offense. Show a little bit of fight in there, get some runs across the board, have some good at-bats.
Off the end of the bat, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Spexarth. High pop up on the infield. First baseman calls for it, and Perry makes the catch. And Spexarth is now 0 for 2 today. So no one on and 1 gone as Cat Moore steps in. Moore 0 for 1 today. Flew out to left, deep to left, her first time up.
Yeah.
Hits the first pitch, foul right behind home plate for strike 1.
Yeah, Cat Moore looking to spark this inning for Mississippi State, get on base.
Moore has had a difficult weekend so far, just 1 for 8 at the plate. That 1 hit, though, was a homer yesterday.
Yep.
Hits 1 high into the air, straight away center field. Podany calls for it and makes the catch. So second time today that Cat Moore has flown out. No one on and 2 gone now for Montana Davidson.
Number 32, Mckenna Dowell.
She's 0 for 1 today, grounded out to the Auburn shortstop, her first time up in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the bottom of the 4th, and some of these Mississippi State batters have only had 1 at bat. Kind of just now going through the lineup again. So just not getting too many extra base hits, not being too productive right now.
Davidson, grounder right side. Easy play for Mccracken. A 1-2-3 inning as Swindle makes quick work of the Bulldogs. We go to the 5th inning. Auburn on top, 9-0. Top of the fifth inning, Auburn will have the sophomore shortstop, Dowell, to lead things off, followed by Mccracken and then Rivera. Dennis in the circle for Mississippi State. Finished out the top of the fourth, got the last out of that fourth inning, and got State out of a bases-loaded jam, so she is back in there now for the fifth inning. And will face the top three in the Tigers order. If anyone reaches for Auburn, the cleanup hitter, Tannen Snow, will be due up. 9-0, Auburn on top, 9 runs on 8 base hits. They jumped on top of State and have been in control ever since the first inning. Nice snag at first base by Sarai New, and she will touch the bag for out number 1.
Yep, good play right there by the senior, Sarai New. Making that ball look easy.
It brings up now Casey Mccracken. Mccracken 0 for 1 today. Did draw a walk in the first, though, and scored. And was given credit for an RBI in her last at-bat in the third when she put the ball in play and reached on an error. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong line there. Got a sac fly RBI
Yes.
her last time up. There we go. That made more sense. A sac fly RBI in the third, part of that 4-run third inning, and then a walk and a run scored as part of Auburn's 5-run first inning. Lined out to Heimberger, her second time up in inning number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Mccracken now already has over 100 at-bats on the year. Ball rolls away from Davidson, but no one on, so no harm done there. Mccracken and Taylon Snow for Auburn, each with over 100 at-bats on the season. Mccracken knocks one through for a single. First hit of the day for her. And that now gives her 42 hits on the season. And it brings up Alyssa Rivera, who already has a couple of singles today. An RBI single in the first, a single in the second, but a strikeout her last time up in the third. She tried to check a swing, but went around and was called out on strikes. Ball 1. Count evens up on Rivera.
Yeah, big. Mississippi State really needs to focus on, a big thing Mississippi State really needs to focus on is getting these 3 outs quickly, getting back into the dugout, getting some offensive momentum, getting on the board in this 5th inning.
In the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the Eagle Lake, Florida native, Alyssa Rivera. Got several games that have already gone final today in the SEC. We'll run through those momentarily as Rivera, a big swing and a miss, and the count goes full. Tennessee, in a close one, defeated Arkansas earlier today by a score of 5-2. Just missed down and in. Walk has been issued. Rivera is on base yet again today for Auburn.
Yeah, Mccracken with the hard ground ball through the infield hit, and then the walk right there by Rivera. Mississippi State pitchers have struggled with that right back mentality, coming right back after a base hit or a walk. We've seen that from a few of the Mississippi State pitchers today.
Off speed high to 10 and Snow. So 5th ranked Tennessee defeated 18th ranked Arkansas 5-2. Missouri, what a big weekend for Missouri at Kentucky. They defeat the Wildcats today 8-4, and I believe swept Kentucky.
Wow.
I'll have to go back and, because Kentucky was 6-0 coming into the weekend, and they're now 6-3.
Yeah, Missouri with the sweep.
From the did not see that one coming file. Ground ball picked up at third, out number 1, throw across in time, double play, and the inning is over.
Big play right there by Montana Davidson to get her team back in the dugout.
9-0 Auburn on top. State trying to avoid being run ruled. They got to get a couple of runs across the board at least here in the 5th. And they will have New, Robinson, and Heimberger due up. Auburn 3 outs away from winning this one in 5 innings. State must score at least 2 runs here in the 5th to keep the game alive. Sarai New will lead things off for the Bulldogs. Hits the first pitch into center field. Coming in, though, and making the grab for out number 1 is Podany. So 1 pitch, 1 out recorded. Ashley Swindle continues to pitch well for Auburn.
Not a bad ball at all right there by Sarai New. Hit it hard up the middle, but right into the glove of Podany.
Swindle has still only thrown 57 pitches. He's been averaging only about 12 pitches per inning.
Yeah, she's being really effective in the circle today.
1 ball, no strikes to Bevier Robinson, who drew a walk, her first and so far only time up today against Swindle. Robinson, a senior from Harvest, Alabama. Pensacola State University is where she began her college softball playing career. Now in her 3rd year in Starkville. Time called as the count has moved to 3-0 on Robinson.